This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 13. It reads, Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Shalom, shalom, Akim. Before I begin, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Chakodash. Double honor yet again to my elders and apostles of the great millstone who rule and who teach well. Peace, blessings, salutations unto the hopeful elect Wa'akwat who are listening in truth and in sincerity. Hey, I'm the brother Gabar Allah coming at you with another lesson, man. And this lesson, uh, I'm not sure what the title is gonna be exactly, but it was inspired by the Elder Apostle Gabar's live stream that he went on today, on March 30th. Okay, earlier today he went on a live stream, and on my way back home from the gym, okay, I was listening to his lesson, to that live stream, which is I didn't get to watch all of it because it was a long live stream. Okay, it was like I believe like 2 hours or even longer than that. But you know, during that live stream, he mentioned this. All right, they brought this up. Okay, now I did a quick Google search. Okay, now the Google search is what is the largest religion in the world? Okay, so it says Christianity is the world's largest religion with approximately 2.3 to 2.5 billion followers, representing nearly one-third of the global population. It is predominantly found in Europe to Americas, sub-Saharan Africa, and Oceania. Okay, and it says Islam is 1.5 to 2 billion followers. Hinduism is 1.1 to 1.2 billion followers, and Buddhism is zero point 0.5 billion followers, which is 500 million followers. Okay. Now, this is important because, as I just read, the gate for destruction is broad. Okay. The gate of destruction is broad. Now, I'm going to read it again. All right. And as I mentioned earlier, this is all inspired by the elder Apostle Gabar. I just wanted to expound on it a little more. Obviously, the elder went into it as well. Okay, I would highly recommend brothers watch that lesson. Lord willing, if the Spirit is on me, I will, Lord willing, throughout the day, finish that live stream because from the little bit that I was hearing, okay, it was very edifying. Okay, as all the elder apostles live streams are, as all brothers, videos are. Now I'm gonna read it again in the book of Matthew, chapter 7, and verse 13. Enter ye in at the strait gate. Now, when you get that word straight, all right, it's sentos or centos, okay, and it says narrow, straight, okay, and it is the root word is his histemi, okay, and it means to cause or make to stand, to place, put, set. Um, so yeah, this is the root right here. Okay, to make firm, establish, to cause a person or a thing to keep his or its place. All right. So I think they changed the definition again, as they always do. Okay, because that word straight, it doesn't mean actual, straight. Okay, it doesn't mean like an actual straight, but it means, narrow. Let me see. Let me grab this right here. Anyways, the word straight, it means hard. Okay, it's hard. All right. They changed the biblical usage of it. But let me see if I can find it here in the Vine's Explosionary Dictionary. Look at that. It says the Strong's number is G4728. From a root sten to groan, groaning. Okay. Lit, narrow writing of the gate which provides the entrance to eternal life. Narrow because it runs counter to natural inclinations and the way similarly characterized so in Luke 13 and 24. Narrow, to be strained, narrowness, anguish, distress. Okay, so pretty much hardships. Okay, so it's telling you to enter ye in at this straight gate. Okay, this hard gate. It is straight, it's full of groaning. All right, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. Now let me go into that word broad. Let's see what that say. Euruchonos or Salakia. Euruchoros. Spacious, broad, wide. You see? So it's very spacious. Okay, it's very spacious, and I like that word, especially in this context, because it's a big, wide gate that many people can fit in. Okay, many people can fit in. You can say billions, you know? So it says, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Okay, so it's telling you that many people are going into this wide gate. Okay, this wide gate, but it's instructing us believers to go into the straight gate, which is full of what? Distress. It's a hard, it's a hard walk. You know, it's a hard walk. Now, if Christianity and these other false religions were real, well, then we had to ask the question, why was it mentioned that the way, okay, this truth would be a straight gate, okay? And why is broad, and why is it describing these other, as broad, okay? It's describing it as broad because many people are going to fall into these false doctrines. All right. So I have here a little map. Okay, it says Christians are the largest religious group in 2015, with 31.2% of the population being Christians, 24.1% of the population being Muslims, 15.1% being Hindus, 6.9% being Buddhist, folk religions are 5.7, Jews are 0.2%, 0.8% of other religions, and unaffiliated is 16%. Remember, this is the population of the world. Okay, so 31.2% may not seem like a lot, but this is over, what, like 7 billion people, 7 billion or 8 billion or whatever the calculation is. I believe it's around 8 billion. So 31.2% of 8 billion is a lot of fucking people. Okay? And it says Jews here, but it's really referring to the small hats. Okay? Now when you go back to Matthew 7, now it goes at verse 14, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and there be slack it, and few there be that find it. So there's going to be few people that find this gate. That's why this truth is so precious. Okay? That's why it's so precious when you have this truth. You see? And I believe this, it still goes to the same word here is used, yeah. Okay. Now, it again makes mention of this in Luke chapter 13 and verse 24. It says, strive to enter in at the straight gate. For many, I say unto you, will seek to enter in and shall not be able, right? Because people have questions, okay? And it's telling you that people are going to be wanting to enter into this truth, but they're not going to be able to. That's why you have people who fall off because they're not in it in truth and in sincerity, you see? But Christians, it's very easy to be a Christian or to be these false, religious people, you know, because why? They don't get scrutinized for being Christian. Nobody looks at them sideways for being Christian or Muslim or this or that and the third. But as soon as you say that you an Israelite and you a dark skin and you say you the real Jews, they look at you like you crazy, you know? So that showed you that, okay, how would it be that Christianity is the way if the way to life, okay, which is this ministry, this gospel, the doctrine of the great millstone, is 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 narrow, and few there is that find it. All right, and that's why it says in verse 15, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are raving wolves. And that's something that these people don't consider. All right, they get mad at us because we're, giving you the truth. Okay, I believe the book of Galatians says, am I now therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? So they don't like us because we tell them the truth, even though it sounds rough. Okay, yet we be rough in speech, yet not in knowledge, as the scriptures say. You know, so it's telling you beware these people that are coming to you in sheep clothing, meaning they're like harmless. They're coming to you with a good message. And who is that? That's these fucking Christians, man. These Christians come into you with this sheep's clothing. They tell you that you can be saved by Jesus and these other false names, which goes all the way back to um Serapis Christus, as the elder apostle Gabar always brings out. Almost in every one of his lives, he brings that out. He brings out that name, Serapis Christus, because it's important to know where that false image originated from. You know, it says, but inwardly they are ravening wolves, and that should be a very big hint to these people, but they don't read the book. They don't read the Bible. They don't pick up their Bible. So here it is, we're telling you the truth with no filter. That would not be inwardly being raving wolves, okay? Because we're not hiding anything from you. We're telling you the truth. We're telling you what it is that the Bible is saying. No filter. But here you have a Christian that will convert a nigga and whole time they're a fucking demon. See, a lot of you, all you Christians are demons, man. You got that holier than thou spirit. Okay, when you give alms, it's always in front of a camera, or you always want to look good in front of other people. You people are hypocrites, man. That's why Yahweh Shai don't like you people. You see, because you're scared to bring out the truth. Because you know for damn fact that you do all that shit because you want to be looked at as a holy person. That's why you go. That's why I see all these fucking so-called white boys, and they get all millions of views and shit going up to people. Oh, can I pray for you, sister? Can I pray for you, brother? That's why these assholes always go up to these Israelite camps, man. And they always and what how do they always approach? They always approach like they're not there to cause anything. Okay. Yeah, and we understand that these other camps, when a Christian goes up to these other camps, like they went up to what I believe they went up to ISUPK or IS Sakari Salakia before they disbanded. There's a clip out there that shows you that they don't really went into that and they made the whole ministry look bad. You see? But if they were to go up to a Great Millstone doctrine, they get or brothers with the Great Millstone doctrine, they get cut up quick. But they don't ever go up to GMS brothers because they know that deep down they know that brothers in the Great Millstone doctrine and those who follow it have the truth, man, and they can't do anything about it. that John 3:16 should have been played out. That's why they don't bring it out no more. You see? It says, verse 16, ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Right, where are your fruits at, man? You always, this, that, and the third, and you got that holier than thou spirit, but a lot of you don't keep the Passover. You don't try your best to rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord. You don't know how to keep the Sabbath. And I'm not saying this to boast myself, no, man. I'm saying it to call out you for being hypocrites. Because I always reverence Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because they gave me the spirit. You see? And always give double honor to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua used those men to bring out this truth. Starting all the way down from Abba Bivin to, Elijah, all the way up from the leader of the great millstone, Elder Apostle Tahar, and on down, Elder Apostle Kabar, Elder Apostle Ramlab, Elder Apostle Racha. You see? Now I want to read this in the NLT, Matthew 7 and 7 and 13. You can enter the Most High's kingdom only through the narrow gate. The highway to hell is broad, and its gate is wide for the many who choose that way. You see? For the many who choose that way, including Christianity. And the word hell just means the grave, man. That's all it means. There's not no place where you burn in hell for eternity. That's some bull crap, man. You see? It's bogus. You know? You see, and if that were the case, it wouldn't make no sense because why? They say, oh, the devil's down there with a pitchfork, fucking flames everywhere. Well, man, it's ridiculous because what? When you read the book of Job, the Most High asked Satan, he was like, well, where are you going? He's like, oh, I'm coming to and fro the earth. Hey, I'm doing I'm doing my thing, Lord. You see? Don't believe me? Read the book of Job. The very first chapter tells you. So it's ridiculous your claims of this, that was Satan was with this bad guy, and you know, and he's the ruler of hell, and he rebelled against the Most High, and this, that, and the third. That's all ridiculous, man. Because then that would mean that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua or Yahweh isn't the Almighty, but He is the Almighty. You see, dumbass. It says the highway to hell is broad, and its gate is wide for the many who choose that way. But the gateway is life, Slakia. But the gateway to life is very narrow, and the road is difficult, and only a few ever find it. Thus, let me go back to this. Does 2.3 billion followers seem like a few? No, it's large as hell. And Buddhism is like the biggest, is the fastest decreasing religion, and it's still at 500 million. You see? And look at them, look at them. They think they slick. They think they slick right here. When you go to unaffiliated, it says atheists make up the third largest group globally behind Christianity and Islam. Okay, but it says right here, let me see. Oh yeah, right here. It says nearly 1/3 of the global population. You asshole snuck that in because you know that the scriptures talk about the 1/3. But it talks about the 1/3 of Israel. You see, the 1/3 of Yashar Allah, he printed the power. You so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's what it's speaking about, man. You see, it says, beware of false prophets who come disguised as harmless sheep, but are really vicious wolves. Exactly. And that's what these damn Christians, man. You see, but that's all I wanted to bring, man. You know, yeah, that's all I wanted to bring out, man. Like I said, it was inspired by the Elder Apostle Gabar's live stream. Lord willing, I put it in the description or in the comments below so brothers could watch it. Yeah, with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Chakurash. To be honor yet again to my elders and apostles of the great millstone who rule and who teach y'all. Peace, blessings, salutations unto the hopeful elect wa Akwa. Hey, with that I say, Shalom.